Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Harika. So in this video, I'm going to talk about UiPath data service. So before I actually run the demo, I would like to give you a good understanding on the backstory of how we are going to push the data from the studio into the data service. So for that, let me take you into my studio. So we have a sequence over here where first I am actually getting the path of the invoice files. So here I have in total 10 invoices. So firstly, I'm retrieving the path of all the invoices, and then I'm providing that as an input to this particular sequence. So what exactly I'm doing in this sequence? If you see, for all the files that I've retrieved the path, I'm extracting the values. So in this workflow, I'm reading that invoices and I'm extracting the values, and I'm using those values in order to store into my entities. So if you see here, I have three different entities in my data service. So each entity has different fields. So I'm storing the values against each fields and records and against this particular entity. Once that's done, I'm going to provide the values as a argument, output argument into this particular sequence, and later I have the particular activities that are used for the data service, so using which I am eliminating the duplicates and I am passing the values into the entity records. So that's all I am doing in this short demo. So let me debug this file. So if you just observe, we have 0 records now. So once after I debug, we'll see how the process actually flows through the output panel, and also we can see the records getting reflected into the data service. So we can see the process execution has started, and it has read all the input invoice files. And once after you see here, let me break the flow here. So if you see, it has got all the file paths, and we are extracting the data from the invoices. Once that is done, we are checking for the duplicate records. So if there is no duplicate record, we are adding the records to client entity. So basically, we have three different entities: client, invoice line items, and invoices. So we are doing that duplicate check for all the entities. Once after that's done, we are adding them. So this is for the first invoice. The same thing repeats for the second invoice as well. So let me continue the flow. I will also show you a scenario where we have an record being skipped also, because it's been already there in the entity. So we are currently at the 8th invoice. And the final one, it's done. So if you see in the output panel, for the final one, record already exists in the entity, so it is skipping. So that's how we have designed, so that we don't have any duplicates in our data service. So I'm just going here and refresh. So if you see, it's got updated. As I've shown you that we have 10 sample invoices in our workflow. So the invoices records has been updated to 10 line items. So if you just click the entity, beside the fields, we have a particular tab called data. So go inside here. So we can see all the three line items that got added. So it just got added at 3:36. That means some seconds before, right? So these are the line items that got added, and these are the different fields that are there inside this particular entity. So in the same way, it gets added into all the other entities as well. So these are the different fields. So that's all. This is how we can actually map the fields and records and push the records into the entity. And also, firstly, we have to create the entities into data service. So if you find this video useful, do let me know in the comment section. I can make a step-by-step tutorial on how you can create and link your data service to Studio, and also how you can push the data into your data service. Thank you so much for watching. For more interesting videos, do subscribe to my channel.